Wayne is the kind of guy that you want your family to know. Wayne's the kind of guy you want your kids to know, you know, and I'm just so blessed to be able to know him, but I wish all of us could take a little pill and just feel what Wayne is thinking about and what he wants to do with his next step. And so what we have to do, though, and what he did with his vision, he has faith with his vision. He believed in his own vision, okay? And what I want you to do is, as he comes up here in just a couple of seconds, I want you to get on your feet real quick right now. What I want you to do is I want you to listen to every single word he says, because this could be the most important message you get in the entire weekend, okay? I want you to give him all your love. I want you to give him all your intentions. I want you to give him all the faith, and don't worry about how he's going to do it, but why he's going to do it. And with everybody can, put your hands together for our Chief Visionary Officer, our founder, Mr. Wayne Nugent!
Thank you so much. I love you. Wait, let me do that again. Let me do it like my daughter does it. Say, I love you guys. Oh. You know, what did Disney just pay? What, $4 billion for the rights to Star Wars? I mean, man, that movie was ahead of its time. I remember seeing that when I was a kid, young man. And now they're bringing it back. It's had that longevity. You know, day before yesterday, I was at Epcot with my daughter. And oh my gosh, she was so giddy. She's so happy. And around the park, there's all these different quotes, you know, from Walt Disney. And one of my favorites that I recall was, you know, from his wife. You know, I mean, they were interviewing his wife, and he didn't live to see Disney World completed. And and obviously it was just open to much fanfare. It was very big. And I think it was a reporter, somebody asked us, why, aren't you sad that, Walt wasn't here to see this? And he's like, he did see it. That's why you're seeing it. And I can go back almost 20 years ago, and I knew what I was seeing then and feeling then. And now, 10 years with WorldVentures, and a whole bunch of new friends and a whole bunch of new leaders all over the world, what we've done together. It was just, as time has gone on, we've just had more and more people decide to trust and believe. And the thing about trust and belief is you have to be able to reach inside yourself and pull out the trust, and choose to reach inside yourself and pull out that belief. You can't wait for something to happen so then you'll trust, or wait for something to happen so then you'll believe. Those are followers, not leaders. always I'm asking you to be a visionary with me. And so always I'm asking you to continue to do that. Trust and believe. Because you can trust and believe in the intentions that I have for you, that our corporate team has for you, that our leaders have for you. It's like we enjoy thinking of the possibilities and then going to work to make those happen. And when you go to work every day to make it happen, big ideas and big goals and big dreams, you know, there can be a little frustration and friction and stuff along the way. But we stop and we catch our breath and we go back to the intention. We go back to what it is that we're trying to create and why we're trying to create it and for whom we're trying to create it. And then we figure it out. Whatever is that next thing that we need to figure out. So we all need our mentors. We all need people that inspire us. You've got a pretty good sense of, you know, who inspires me. But somehow I managed to come up here without a clicker. So I'll need some help. God, could you please go to the next slide? You know, what do these folks have in common? They're no longer here. That's not a morbid thought. Thanks, Randy. Colonel. Thanks, Colonel Bowles. So it's healthy to know that you're only here for a little while. What are you going to do during your dash? And why are you going to do it? For selfish reasons? Or because you love other people and you're trying to create value in the world? That's how you succeed. That's the ultimate way to succeed. Is how are you learning and growing and doing so that you can create value in other people's lives? That's the biggest thing. That's how you become a leader more than anything. Yeah, you know, because we all at some point in our lives needed somebody to believe in us more than we believed in ourselves. And then, you know, I promise you, there's not a fiber in me that thinks I did this by myself. I always, when people say thank you, I say thank you back. I thank you equally. I thank y'all equally. I always say I'm just trying to do my little part. You know, I really, that's how it works. I'm telling you, I just try and do my little part. Know thyself and to thine own self be true. And so I stop and I contemplate that. I meditate on that. Who did God make me? So, but this whole weekend, the last 10 years, the last 20 years, I'm always amazed at how I watch people, you know, do what they're good at. It's like all yesterday and then all today. I'm backstage going, it's all coming together. Everybody's doing their part. It's so nice to work with people that care and are capable. And so it's amazing. I'm telling you, the people that help me do my presentations, Amy, all the stage people backstage, or just everywhere. I mean, you just see everything just happening. And it's a beautiful thing. It's nice to work with professionals. So, who are my inspirations? Yes, at first I want to be the Mary Kay of travel. You see that. And yay, so let's salute Mary Kay, you know. Hey, Mary Kay. We respect you. Thank you for your inspiration. Thank you for your legacy. You know, Walt Disney. Yeah, thank you for setting an example. You know, Steve Jobs. You know, I think Steve Jobs built, you know, the best business tool, you know, of all time. And I want to use the best business tool to create the best business for people of all time. I just want to show you how I think that we can more fundamentally impact people's lives. I love these inspirations. I respect them. I give them all the accolades. But you have to think, okay, they've expanded the mind. How might we go beyond? Not to compete, not to win, but just to continue on their legacy of imagination and inspiration. What are we going to do next? Using them as an inspiration. So, you keep hearing us talk about an ecosystem. And I really want you to understand what an ecosystem is and how you play a part. You're all aspiring to become leaders in this company, which being a leader in this company is really about being a leader and a representative of the brand. And how are you a part of the brand? And we all have to start thinking in terms of brand awareness and protecting the brand. Why? Because this is our company. If you're thinking about your group and your check and your rank, that is thinking too small. It's all of us thinking about our company and our brand, and what are we gonna do to protect it? Because when you look at these legacy companies, wouldn't you agree that after all these years, all in all, Mary Kay has a good brand? Wouldn't you agree that Walt Disney has a great brand? I mean, if they're the happiest place on earth, I'd like us to be the most joyous place on earth. And wouldn't you agree that Apple has built a great, well-respected brand, much less the biggest company in the world? You gotta understand how our growth is analogous to Apple. When you're trying to model and you're trying to emulate your leaders, your PAC team members, your trainers, as a company, who are we collectively modeling and emulating and taking the best learnings of? Well, right now, I think that's Apple. So I want to give you some perspective here on how our ecosystem overlays and models theirs a bit, just to give you some perspective of where we're at and where we're about to go, because it's big. It's very big. Once your mind expands, it doesn't contract. Your mind's going to expand, and you think things into existence. Because you think about it, and then you speak it, other people hear it, and then we go do it, right? Everything's invented twice, in here and out here. Many of you have been thinking in terms of, this network marketing, ecosystem and the history of network marketing. So let's give some perspective to that first. You can see that Avon is, I don't know, somebody help me do the math here. 2015 or 2016 now to 1886. It's over 100 and what? 130 years. Thank you. 130 years old. Can we agree that's pretty cool? You see the little red dots in between then and now? You see all those little red dots on that timeline? Let me tell you what each one of those represent. Recessions. WorldVentures, we've built through one recession. And it was tough for a little bit. It was scary. But you know what? We managed to grow during the recession. Yeah. Why? Why more than anything? Because we're friends with one another. We love one another. We have a common vision together. We were each willing to play team and sacrifice a little bit when it called for it, knowing that if we stick together and we get real tight, we step up in the moment. See, it's during those recessions when you can actually become bigger, more powerful, because there's a lot of competition that just falls away. And if we've got the kind of team, the kind of army, you've heard it's during the tough times that's going to test your character, right? I'm so grateful, I'm so proud to say that when the toughest times come, the greatest recession, we did not pull apart. We didn't get scared and run. We came together, arm in arm, stood back to back, and just made it. Man, that's when we did that summer blitz. We held the line, we advanced, we moved sails. I mean, that's the makings of a great army. A fun army. It was during that time I saw Mary Kay run TV commercials. I saw Amway run TV commercials. Prior to that, I had never seen really Amway commercials, Mary Kay commercials. It's weird, right? It's counterintuitive. And then, as the news has subsided, and by appearances, the economy's gotten better, you stop seeing the Amway commercials, you stop seeing the Mary Kay commercials, but they grew their base during that time. Now I'll tell you this because it's very likely that we never made it out of 08 and 09. We've never made it out of the greatest recession. That maybe we're still in it. That maybe the future economically, as far as the global economy goes, could be worse. And so the question is, if that's true, by show of hands, how many of you were not with us during that time? See, that's why I'm talking about this right now. This is an alert. This is a call to action. I want to know. I want to feel safe and secure that if times come, you're aware of this, so that you all stick together the same way everybody else that was with us back then stuck together. Can I get your commitment on that? Now, how does that how does that commitment make each of you feel about your future? More certain or less certain? So when we can say it out loud and say it proud, that if tough times come, we're going to stick together, doesn't that make each one of you feel better? I mean, we keep educating each other and keep rising each other to higher standards. You know, it's almost like bring it on. We don't want that for anybody. We don't want that for the world. We don't want that for anybody. But I'm just glad to know that if it does come, we're mentally and emotionally prepared, and we know that coming out of it, we're going to be much bigger, much stronger, and become one of these legacy companies that stands the test of time. And through it, we're not going to lose our soul. Through it, we're going to have character. Through it, and we're going to build a great brand. Tupperware, Amway, Mary Kay, Herbalife. These are the iconic companies in our industry. And I want to show you how we're going to pass them all up in 5 years. I mean, you start talking about passing up Mary Kay. You start talking about passing up Expedia. You start talking about passing up Disney. Ooh. I mean, you gotta understand the math. You want? Let me show you the math. Let me show you the path. I'm not a hype guy. I'm not a hype guy. I'm a visionary. And with the right friends, with the right attitude, we've been able to accomplish all our goals. Okay, to put this in perspective, you got to go back, again, using Apple as the best example right now. Uh-oh. All right, there we go. I want you to notice that it took for 20 years, from 81 to 2001, look at Apple's value. Do you see that? Relatively unchanged. How do you think Apple felt about itself, or Steve Jobs, or anybody felt about it? Do you see that? They're certainly not looking like they're going to be the biggest company in the world, twice the size of ExxonMobil. But they had computers. That's not an ecosystem. That's just a new computer, no ecosystem. And they were believed by many to be a better product. And through all that time of 20 years, they built one heck of an army of evangelists. Yes? Great brand all throughout. People love the quality of the product. Built an army of evangelists. But they were way outnumbered. So Steve Jobs comes back, and they developed that little music device up there, 2001, the first iPod. You see that? And look at the little windows there. Then they got the iTunes store. Now, that's more affordable than the more expensive Apple Mac computer. The people didn't want to spend the money more. But that's a better device with a better user experience. And so all of a sudden people start buying that way. Now once you have an iPod and it's easy to do the music, don't you want to sync it up? You got to sync that up with something. So what kind of computer are you going to buy to sync up the device that you use more often? So then they start selling a lot more computers. And they start to grow. But then you see they come out with the iPhone and the App Store. So the ecosystem's expanded. Now it's the computer, but now you're syncing your iPhone up in the App Store and your music to the computer, you see? And then the iPad. Those are great devices, I love them. Look at what happened in the next 10 years. I mean, wow. Can we all agree? That's like, wow. Understand where we're at in time right now. I've been saying it takes 10 years to build the foundation of something like this. This is a pivotal weekend. You'll be able to mark it on a calendar, the day your life significantly changed, because you're a part of a company that's about to go through that hyper-growth phase, that momentum phase, be a household name. It's up to y'all to determine what kind of household name we're going to be. But a household name we will be. Dream trips are kind of like, that we've been doing for 10 years, are kind of like our Apple or the Apple computer, right? To us, it's a better trip. It's a better vacation. Just like they had a better computer. But just like Apple came out with the iPod, what did you use more often, your iPod or your Apple computer? Your iPod. But then because your iPod, you needed an Apple computer. Okay. With us, what are you going to do more of? Are you going to eat more or travel more? They don't want to discount their food and diminish their brand. They have a brand to protect too. And usually it's the chef's name on the front of the building or the family name on the building. They don't like to cheapen what it is they spent their lifetime building. And there's so many businesses out there going to these restaurants going, could you cheapen your food? Could you cut it in half? Last time this happened with Groupon, back in the economy, a lot of these businesses needed business. They were a little scared by this economy. Groupon was coming in, offering them, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll generate all this. So they took the deal, right? But over time, I don't think that these businesses, these restaurants, have a favorable view. But we're going to come along and we're going to have a brand of high quality people more than anything, high quality customers, high quality members, high quality reps. And when you're this high quality of a restaurant or business, you want high quality customers. You want your best customer coming back to you more often. That's the promise we have to live up to. That you go to these businesses, you're loyal to these businesses, and you respect the dynamics of a business. You're a good, friendly customer. We want to set it up to where that business, when you as a member or a rep go in there, that that restaurant can rate you. And you can rate the restaurant and your server and the quality of food and the quality environment and all that. And now we're rating each other. This becomes self-policing. You know, this isn't how eBay does it. It's how Uber does it. The passenger rates the driver rates the passenger. This is how Airbnb does it. You're a guest. The guests rate the host rates the guest, right? So whatever rating you give that restaurant, it goes back to the owner. It goes back to the manager. That helps them run their business better. But all of a sudden, when you got that card, and we in the app, we're gonna have all these restaurants where you're gonna get perks and points. Now, isn't it true that if you got this restaurant over here, and you got this restaurant over here, and you really like this restaurant better for whatever reason, but they don't give any points, but this one does, what restaurant are you gonna go to? Okay, y'all need to capture this. Let me ask this again, because in the future, I want the restaurant owners, I want these businesses, these high quality businesses that say no to every other deal out there. I want them to hear from you what business you're gonna be loyal to. Are you gonna be loyal? Are you gonna go to the restaurant that has no points? Or are you gonna go to the restaurant that gives you points? Are you gonna be a good customer, the kind of customer they want? Are you gonna check in? Are you gonna like them on Facebook? Wow. How do you say no to that? If you're a restaurant owner and you're reading the same newspapers that I'm reading today, and you lived through 08 and 09 barely, and your profit margins got shrunk, you don't like it. You don't want to live through that again. Wouldn't it be nice to know that if another recession comes, I got an army of customers just waiting to partner with me and carry me through? I'm trying to get these local restaurants, these local businesses to partner with us, to have a common vision with us, where we're gonna be able to help each other through. What does that do for that local community? What does it do for that city, that state, that country? When you do this and use that, we're gonna be able to go to a country of the tourism board, the governor, the mayor, and we're gonna be able to show them, look at what our company's doing in your community. Look at all the people we're bringing into your community. Look at all the money we're spending in your community. Wouldn't that be cool? And there's a big difference between what they already know. They already know that Yelp reviews can be manipulated. They already know that TripAdvisor reviews can be manipulated. On Facebook, when you got all these friends, are they really friends or are they really acquaintances? In our network, in our app, aren't y'all friends? You want to talk about trusted reviews? What reviews are you going to trust more? The reviews within our app, with our curated list of restaurants? Or are you going to trust these other websites and their reviews? Come on. What you don't see on here, we're with all that stuff for the next 5 years. You're at that pivotal point right now in the beginning of 2016, and we just unveiled this stuff that's going to be available to you in the next 3, 6, 9 months. Very robust ecosystem here. What you don't see plotted on here are the next 2 and 3 things that we've already hired for, that we're already investing in, that are already in development, that are huge, bigger than anything we've already done. I'm talking beyond what you've heard this weekend. I've been saying, if you will be with us here at our 10-year reunion, or 10-year anniversary in Orlando, there's not a doubt in my mind that you'll be here at our 20-year. Because I know what we're announcing this weekend. I know what's in the hopper. I know what's going to be done by the time we do this event again next year. And between what you're seeing right now and between what you're going to see at this event next year, it's going to blow your mind how big your opportunity is, which means how big your future is. And this ain't about being the biggest company in the world, being the most rich or profitable. This is about us as friends and family and our quality of life together. This is about quality of life. And it's not just during our lifetime. This is about quality of life for your little bitty window of time. You see, we always talk about scoring 24, or what are you gonna do your first week, or what are you gonna do your first month, or Matt did such a masterful job of talking about, making a 10-year run. I'm telling you, I don't think less than 100 billion, and I don't think less than 100 years old. But the time, if that's true, the time to plan for that is when? Now. You don't wind up there and go, oops, we did it. How'd you do it? I don't know. Where we're at today isn't an accident. You should take confidence in knowing that where we're at today was by design. Are we grateful? Absolutely. Pride cometh before the fall. So as good as we are, and as good as our accolades are, we never get full of ourselves. We stay humble, and we stay hungry. We stay willing to work, and working here means serving your neighbor, providing value to your neighbor. Live fun, freedom, and fulfillment. Woo! We're doing that this weekend, aren't we? I know we'll be doing it tonight. I should ask you that question tomorrow. One big team. Please, people, continue to be one big team and help one another. Do not go, my team. I'm not going to help you if you're not on my team. That is so ugly. That's like that professional athlete or movie star. You go up and ask them for an autograph, and like, no. I don't even want to go see their movies anymore. You lose all respect. Same thing as a leader. When you're the kind of leader that goes, I'm not going to help you if you're not on my team. It just comes across ugly. Now, I understand the parameters. You got to make your team priority. You got to help you and your team get yourself fed. But as much as you can, as much as possible, we always be inclusive. And we do open meetings, we do open trainings, and if I can help you shake hands or meet somebody or do a three-way phone call or something like that, yes. You know why? This is such a strength. I'm telling you, I hear it all the time. When people come here and they're backstage meeting our crew, or they're at an event or something, they can't believe how united we are. I mean, This is not normal. This is exceptional, and it is a strength of ours. And these core values are touchstones. We just got to keep going back to them and back to them and back to them. And 100 years from now, we'll be going back to them and back to them and back to them. The truth doesn't change. All kinds of things are going to change between now and the next 100 years, but the core values, no. The truth, no. This weekend we talked a lot about embrace creativity and innovation. But what I'm touching on right now is number 10, ensure sustainability in everything we do. What I'm asking you to do is be a good customer, be a good friend, be a good member, be a good rep. Understand what that means. How do I be a good member, a friend, and a rep? If you'll do that, if you will contemplate these things, and when you're better inside, your outside world's gonna be better. That's how it works. That's how you become blessed. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. You have to think about what you're thinking about. You've got to contemplate these things so that you can build a legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know of one company, not one, to truly compare ourselves to. Thank you. All right.